Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening. So today is Thursday, the 18th June 2020. As usual, I'm here with you. So this is live Facebook broadcast from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. This is Ajahn Sujan with you, sharing some of the knowledge and some of the insights and that I have experienced, and some of the informations on the basis of Buddhist teachings. So, hi Colin, Margaret, Manish, and everyone, whoever are listening from around the globe. In the past, when I reflect my work was very localized, only in Aberdeen. And within Aberdeen, again, it was to those who are interested in meditation. And there are, again, those who are interested in the practice of meditation. They do not want to learn Buddhism, simply thinking that Buddhism is also a form of a religion, and people do not want to learn Buddhism or what the Buddha taught, but they would like to learn meditation. And what is meditation, and how does it help? And as we see, it's been a decade, over a few decades, that meditation has been very famous, and it's a mainstream subject. I think a few years ago someone even did a research on that, saying that it is a multi-millionaire business. And I have no doubt at all. On a Facebook, you have seen plenty of advertisements on teaching of meditation, or coaching of meditation, or giving you courses on how to be meditation teachers. And with this, what we can see that the teachings of the Buddha, particularly meditation, has taken the ground in beyond the cultural boundaries, beyond the religious boundaries, and beyond the so-called mainstream of religions. And it has been scientifically proven as well. Yeah. So, all my time those days was very narrowed in a limited area of Aberdeen. And I also was not confident giving talks, leading these sort of talks. I normally express myself as just the one who is learner of meditation, and wherever I go, I normally express as a sharing of my experience. And that's how I communicate with the rest of the participants. And that has been very effective, and I didn't have any notes those days. All I did was simply on the basis of intuition, or having looked at the audience, and most of the time the talks were based on someone's questions on the spot at that time. So now, ever since this lockdown, this because of the coronavirus, It has encouraged me to go online and give a talks and lead a meditation. And it has reached more than what I expected. I was thinking to comfort only those who are in connections or those who are interested and those who know me and the center. But it has spread so far and wide. Some has got a lot of opportunity to learn what meditation is, what Buddhism is, and what Buddhism says about the current issues, and what are the ethical points are. And others have again developed their skills of a meditation, understood meditation, and practice, and they have started learning meditation and have seen the benefit of it. That's quite encouraging and satisfying in a way. From locally concentrated themes or aims, and now gradually going into the globally. And people listening from around the globe and got the feedbacks from around the globe. So, thank you everyone for listening and spending this time to listen to me on the Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings. And many of you have also, asked the questions on different topics. And those topics again I have covered vaguely, and sometimes I have covered deeper and more extensively, such as like the 5 precepts. And that doesn't mean that again those are the limitations. You still can improve, you still can extend on those things. My knowledge again, it's just a limited knowledge. And most of the knowledge that I'm sharing, again, sometimes it's simply based on my previous studies. And that's simply expressing. That's why sometimes I call these Dhamma talks have given me to reflect and remember the talks, the teachings that I have studied in the past. And over the period of a time of giving a talks, it also taught me how to remember and how to present the Buddha's teachings. What I have realized in my own experience over this 3 months' time of giving a talks online, that I am becoming what is called, I couldn't get the word for that. I have lost my shyness, feeling more comfortable to talk alone. It's like a mad. A mad person is speaking alone in front of the mirror like that. And this is a window, a small window, and I do not see anyone. I see only myself and still talking to myself. Yeah? So, technically, if someone is talking to own self a lot and louder, other people may say, oh, he's mental. So, I have been becoming a mental. And also sometimes I don't have any topics. I will just go on and talk with my own feelings and all my guts. Life is like that. Yeah? Life is like that. Sometimes we plan for something, but it doesn't go as we wish. And you have to accept and change. You have to just go along with that when it changes. And that's like you are driving a car to somewhere to see your friend or somewhere in your destination. And somehow you're lost. Fortunate enough, nowadays we have a GPS. And again, GPS also can take us to the somewhere unknown. What we will do? Do we upset? Or do we just accept it? Yeah? What we do? We will not be angry at the car. We will not be angry with ourselves. We will take our time and think and plan and then walk again or drive again towards the destination. Sometimes we reach on time, other times we may reach a little late, or sometimes we missed it completely. So, this is also life. We have a different aims and agendas when we grow up. That's why we went to universities and choosing to one or another, main so-called major subject. Sometimes people will go on a so-called computer engineering, but the life takes to the different mode. I wanted to be a teacher. First, wanted to be a policeman. These changed. And later, I was about to becoming a footballer when I was in a uni. And that's also changed. And those days, I didn't have any thoughts of becoming a monk. And who could have thought, after I became a monk, then I will be staying in a monkhood over 20 years. It's so always change. And people may say that, wish I have chose that path or this path. There's no hindsight. Once we have gone, just take it. That's why I always tell people, whenever you have a doubt, and you have to make one decision. Once you have made that decision, do not repent, regret. Spend your time fully on it. Undivided attention is there, and work with that. Because you have chosen that. It's like in a Matrix movie, a blue pill or a red pill. It's up to you. Once you have chosen one or another, you have to go with that. There is no reverse. Our life is like that too. There is no reverse. Once we have taken, we have gone. Time is precious. That's why it is said. Time never comes. Never waits for us. It will just go on and on and on. All what we have to do is to use this time that we have already. And that's what we need. And that's how we should be focusing on. And that's the teachings of the Buddha. Forget about the past. What has been done is done. Do not take on board and causing you a trouble. Who hasn't got the past experiences or guilt or bad things that have been done? We all have a past. Some are good, some are bad. Why don't we take a good one and walk away, rather than holding on to the bad memories and the bad experiences and making this life miserable in this present life? Doesn't matter how good this present life we are living. Home, place to live at home. Hope we have a roof over us. We have a food on the table. Nobody is bothering us. We are safe and sound. Then still, why do we are bringing those haunting memories and causing us miserable? The Buddha's teachings is simply left them behind. That was a lesson. It's like when we are in the classrooms. We have studied so many things. Day by day, year after year, we learn so many things. How many do we remember? How many things that we are applying? So that's same in our life. Every year, every day, we experience different things. It's up to us. How do we manage? How do we change? So that's why Buddha's instruction is atitang nan makhaya. Yeah. So let them in the past. Do not take it on. It doesn't bring us any good at all if we are hanging on. But if we take it as a lesson, then yes, we will be not doing it again, and we will be doing good things. But if we are hanging on to it, why me, why me, why me, then this present life become a miserable, and future obviously a big trouble. So Buddha's teachings is again, do not worry about the future. The future is simply a result of the present moment. And all what you need to do is now, here and now. Do what you can do now. Live this life fully. Do not harbor anything that people didn't give you, people didn't say you, people didn't be kind to you, whatsoever. Why we are holding it? It's up to us to change. If we hold on, who suffer? We suffer. We take on, who suffer? We suffer. It's all in our hand to make it hell or heaven. When something happens, somebody tells you off, or somebody didn't do as you wished, or somebody, simply against with you, despite of knowing no reasons, it's up to you. If you hold on, then why me, your energy will go down. You feel very down, you feel very bored, you feel very sad, and it's all up to you to make it happen, whether it is good or bad. So the very moment when you know that you're having it, these states of the mind that you're having it, the very moment that you're feeling down, very moment you're feeling very bored, very moment you're feeling very upset, knowing that, my mind is in this state. I am feeling bored. I am feeling bored. I am feeling upset. And do not go on to that because of this person, because of that story. But rather than going on to those, simply watching your guts, watching your feelings, watching your heartbeat, feeling from inside. Now, do not think. Do not let the brain work. Let your heart work. Because heart never tells lies. Brain can tell you lies a lot. Brain can be very biased at all the time. According to the Buddhism, I think I have mentioned yesterday, as long as a person hasn't attained the noblehood of a third level, so-called anagami, there is always a space for a biasness. And that's simply because you're using our intellect. So that's why, do not use your intellect, your brain, but feel from your heart. Feel from your body. And this never tells lies, because you will be experiencing the true reality. The way it is, what's happening in your body, what's happening, what is taking place. The feeling of down, feeling of upset and things. And nothing more. And the very moment when you have understood this, basically you are just living in a present moment. We're living in the here and now. And that's how you change the moment from the hell to the heaven. And you feel relaxed, you feel so calm, you feel so joy. And those joy, calmness, and happiness born out of your own understanding, not depend on any external things, external objects, external entities. Like you're happy when you got the car, when you're happy when you got the new mobile phone, you're happy when you got the new shoes, you're happy someone gave you some gifts. That is called a samisang sukhang. Yeah, so that is based on, the happiness is based on something external which doesn't last long. But what the Buddha is saying is knowing inside. So that happiness is coming from you, born out of your own experience, understanding. And you feel so glad, you feel so joy, you feel so calm. The smile simply begins from your mouth. The lips simply smiles, brightens up. And your heart feels so calm, relaxed. Okay? So that's why it's all so important that we have to learn to live in this present moment, learning to know this happening, learning to accept, learning to notice and work with it, and everything will just solve. And nobody can make you angry, and nothing can make you happy apart from you. So it's all on the basis of your own hand making. So it's basically DIY, do it by yourself. So you make your home or your place or the situation into a hell that you cannot communicate or you cannot live together, and everything becomes so hellish experience. Everything is so mess, everything is so bad, everything is so trouble. You feel so heavy in your head, heavy in your heart. Everything is so gloomy and dark. But the very moment when you realize that, okay, now this is happening, you need to realize. So Buddha called it parinyaya. You know it, this is happening. And you have to understand that this is happening. So parinyatanti me. Yeah, parinyatanti. You have, understood it properly. And that's how you realize the true suffering that you are experiencing. And once you have fully understood your true suffering that you are experiencing, do not try to find the solution. Solution is already there. So that's why people may say, it's not looking for the happiness. The path itself is a happiness. Yeah? That's why it's up to you to change the direction. It's up to you to make home or a place or a situation into a hell or a heaven. And it's all entirely, the whole energy or whole this steering wheel is in our hands, not depend on someone else. Do not expect that they will come and ask forgiveness, or do not expect that they will call and then will say sorry, or do not expect that they will come and do it for you. You are the one who can make the change, and which is I normally do. Whenever there is a situation gloomy, dark and upsetting, I looked at myself, check myself, understand these happenings, and then find the ways to make this better. Sometimes you may be wrong, sometimes you may be right. There is no one is always right, and there is no one is always wrong. No one wants to be wrong. No one wants to be a failure at all the time. But having understood what's going on, what's happening, it's okay to be failure. My father always told me, or told all our family members, learn to be a small man. Here, learn to be a small basically means learn to be humble. Learn to be, respectful. Learn to know how to bow down and how to be, a small person. So take your ego out and be humble. And that's how you will solve. The very moment when you're holding that this is me, you're having this ego inside your brain. So the intellect is working, you're thinking rather than you're feeling. Then everything will just messed up. It's not me to go and say, excuse me. It's not me to go and say, sorry. It's not me that I should go and fix the problem. Like that. And that's how we are making the space even more deeper and deeper. And the problem will get worse and worse. And the whole situation become like a hellish experience. So that's why entire our life, it's up to us to make the situation or the things to better or the wrong, and better or the worse. And it's up to us to make happiness out of things or to make us sad. And everything that we have learned is learned, and those are the lessons. And we all have backgrounds. We all have those experiences. Leave them. Know that this is my life, and now I'm going to move on and enjoy this life. And we do not know how long have we got. And particularly this time of the pandemic, we never know when we're going to get this virus. And after we get the virus, how long are we going to survive? And so far, we're so lucky that we didn't get the virus, or those who got the virus and again cured. So how lucky we are. So rather than holding on to those backgrounds or past memories and stories, bury them and go on. Live this life fully. Doesn't matter how many days have we got. Doesn't matter how many years do we have. So live every moment with good and healthy, and make this moment, every day, every moment, into a happy and heavenly moment. So I offer this as a reflection for tonight, and wish you all be happy and live good life. In a few minutes we will have a chanting and guided meditation. You are most welcome to join with us. Until then, thank you, and thank you everyone for your all the comments and feedbacks. Thank you, Sarala, and thank you, Colin. Thank you. See you shortly.